So good morning, everybody. Hi. So today I'm going to talk to you about introductions. This is just your NLP and things like that. And the reason why I wanted to teach you how to introduce yourself, as much as this might seem like one of those really stupid little things to do, it's amazing how many people you come across and you're like, hey, what do you do? And they just get like this verbal diarrhea happening, like, bleh. So I'm going to show you how to do this. This is one of those things that when I first started doing like all my business training and stuff like that, I was like, really? Like, I have to waste so much time on this? Oh my gosh, I am so glad I got over my ignorance and my naivety and I actually learnt it, because this little thing actually saved me and my confidence. So, it brought me out of my shell. It got me to talk about my service, and I didn't come across as some like sleazy salesperson either. So I really love doing this one. So check it out. So I've lost track of the amount of people that I have come across that have learnt this great skill, or they've got this great product, and they're really struggling to get clients. So this can come down to two things. Number one, they really aren't committed to growing their business, or they don't know how to sell themselves. So the second one is usually what it is. They usually don't know how to sell themselves. Those that aren't really committed to growing their business usually got wrapped up in the lights and the glitter and the glam at the start, and then because when they first started they didn't get the reward that they were looking for, like that instant gratification, then they gave up. So, this will help you turn your elevator pitch. This is just an elevator pitch. So it'll help you with your elevator pitch so that you can actually sell yourself in the conversation. So NLP is a waking and conversational hypnosis technique that you can use to learn to sell yourself without sounding like a cheap rip-off artist. So it's a very, very simple system. You could smash this out in maybe an hour, if that, and it goes in 6 simple steps, okay? So number 1 is your greeting. Number 2 is all about you. Number 3 is about your location. Step number 4 is your adjective. Step number 5 is your title, and step number 6 is known as play. Now, if you would like to get the template for this, you can simply tap on the link and sign up for the course. It's very, very cheap. Just go and have a look at that. There are some free things if you'd want to have a look at that as well. So if you want to go through that, then please do. There is a full template and full explanation in the manual. So step number 1 is all about your greeting. So write down some greetings that you are comfortable with saying. I know this might sound like something really simple, but some people say greetings and they just come across as sheer drongos. Like, they'll be like, "G'day, mate, how you going?" And it's like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, that's your elevator pitch? And it doesn't even come across as very friendly or anything like that. When you're working in the sales industry, you want something that's really professional and something that helps you with your confidence sort of thing. So you still want to be, relaxed and stuff like that, but you still want that confidence and that professionalism coming through. So things like hello, hi, how are you, things like that. So write down some greetings that you're comfortable with saying. Like, you get a lot of yoga people, they'll say namaste as part of their greeting, and then you'll be like, oh, namaste, yes, because it sounds kind of fancy. Do you want a greeting that even if you're in your country, it's in a different language, like namaste, and that way it perks up, the person's ears, and they're just like, oh, hello, what is it that you do? So it starts to break the ice, okay? You may even want to also add a gesture like a handshake or something like that, whatever it is that you want to do. So have a greeting of some sort and set these words aside for later. Step number 2 is all about you. What name do you want to be called by? What do you want to call yourself? So, for example, I am Trish Palmer. That's how I promote myself. That's how I brand myself. That's what I talk about, sort of thing. So my real name is Patricia. So I could have gone with I'm Patricia, or I could have gone with I'm Patricia Palmer, or I'm Miss Palmer, or something like that. It's quite surprising when I fill out official forms that I write Patricia Palmer and people just go, I don't know who that is, because I constantly brand myself as Trish Palmer and my real name is Patricia. So when you hear Patricia, you can't really relate to that very properly. And another reason I didn't want to go with Patricia is because, every time my dad said Patricia, I was always in trouble. So it doesn't really have a positive sense within my structure of reality. So what name do you want to be called by? Because trust me, Lady Gaga's real name is Stephanie. It's not Lady Gaga. What name do you want to be called by? Maybe you want to go with Auntie Lindy or something like that. I play soccer with a lot of men, and a lot of those guys, I didn't know their real name until, quite a few games in, because they always went with their nickname or their assailant name or something like that. We have one man out there known as Jesus, and I didn't know that wasn't his real name until one day I was actually out having a coffee with mates, and I'm like, "Hey Jesus, how you going?" Like this, and then all of a sudden his wife looked at me like, "How dare you insult him with this?" And he started laughing, and he's like, "Oh, my real name's Joe." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, I do apologize. I only know you out on the field of soccer as Jesus." So get a name that you want to be known by, that you want to call yourself, because this will be part of your branding, okay? So what will your name be? Write down your names and that you want people to recognize you by, and stick to it, okay? So find something that you're happy with saying. Trish Palmer is just one of those things that rolls off my tongue. I was always very comfortable with it. I also have another nickname that I go by in my family, which is known as Trishy Liz or Lizzie, and I'm really happy around saying that around those people as well. So find a name that you're going to stick to, that people can start to recognize you by. Step number 3 is all about your location, okay? What is significant about where you are from? Because when you start to talk about yourself, I'll say, "Hi, I'm Trish Palmer. I'm Limestone Coast." And if they don't pick up on my name quickly, then they'll pick up on the location. I'm trying to find this part where they will gel a little bit. It's just a little bit of glue to get the conversation starting. So write down some things that are significant about the location that you're in, some words that you can relate to and that people might actually connect to in some level. So pick out some of your favorite ones just to spark the conversation as to where you're from. So for example, I'm from Mount Gambier. Now, if I say to people, "Hi, I'm Trish Palmer," Mount Gambier's, it doesn't really sound so like nice. So I went, "Hi, I'm Trish Palmer. I'm Limestone Coast." And people go, "Where's the Limestone Coast?" I'm like, "Oh, it's South Australia, down in Mount Gambier with the big blue lake." And they're like, "Oh, that's the blue lake where they can't tell you why it's so blue." And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." So I've already broken the ice with that conversation then. And if I say, "I'm Trish Palmer," it's like, "Oh, I know you." Ah, yes, definitely. So you're just trying to find that bit of familiarity, that 6 degrees of separation as such, where people can gel to something to get started. So the fourth part that you want to do is known as your objective. So, woo, big scary word. So the objective is a descriptive word, okay? So write down as many descriptive words that you can think of about what it is that you do. Then choose one that stands out for you. So for example, I am Trish Palmer, Limestone Coast, master hypnotherapist. You can choose any descriptive word that you want. So you might have the leading astrologer, or the best blah blah, or the guru of, or the funniest. You see it all the time in advertising, whether it's on TV, on the radio, on social media. They're like, welcome, this is Carl Barron, Australia's funniest hypnotherapist. Funniest hypnotherapist. Oh, Trish, what are you doing? They'll say, "Oh, let's start this again. This is so going out live." So this is Carl Barron, Australia's funniest comedian, and it doesn't mean that he is the funniest comedian. It's just to pick up that descriptive word, like, "Oh, he's a funny guy. Ooh, what's going on here?" So find a word that suits you. You can be the best, you could be the guru, you could be the most relaxed. Anything that you want, something that resonates with you. Write down heaps and heaps of words. I wrote about 20 when I first started, and I decided to go with master because I thought, well, there's no way for me to possibly be the best at something, because I can't have 100% knowledge of 100% things in this industry. But you might be the best person that does push-ups in the world. Maybe you own that record or something like that, so you could definitely go with something like that. So write down all of your descriptive words and just play with them, okay? You'll find something that'll just roll off your tongue by the time you've finished your project. Step number 5 is your title. What is your title? What is it that you want people to know you for doing? Make sure it is relevant to your industry, okay? So it best describes your profession. So when I was a massage therapist, I hated being known as a masseur. So I'd always promote myself as a masseuse. So the masseuse always sounded so much more relaxing, a little bit fancy. So what is your title going to be? So I'm Limestone Coast Master hypnotherapist. Hypnotherapist is my title. I could have been known as a hypnotist or something like that, but the word hypnotist didn't gel with what it was that I was saying. So when I first started, I was so embarrassed to call myself a hypnotherapist and a hypnotist and things like that. But once I got my elevator pitch sorted out and I started practicing, it just started rolling off my tongue. My confidence started building, and I was more than happy to introduce myself to anyone. So what is your title? Are you going to be a CEO? Are you going to be a coach, a linguist, a healer? What is your title going to be? So when you talk about it, people go, oh, you're a linguist. What does that do? It creates that curiosity of some sort and creates the conversation to start flowing. And step number 6 is the easiest one of all. Just go out and play with it. Take all the words from each section, write them into sentences. I had about 20 of them when I did this, and play with the words till you come up with a sentence that introduces you and just rolls off your tongue with pride. So, hi, I'm Trish Palmer, Limestone Coast Master Hypnotherapist. Simple stuff. Keep playing with it. I actually went for a walk around the Blue Lake with John when I first did this, and I was rolling off all these different things, and I asked him for honest feedback. I was like, look, I'm going to say some sentences to you. Tell me honestly if you believe what I'm saying, sort of thing. And I was like, hi, I'm Trish Palmer, Limestone Coast best hypnotherapist. And he's like, no, that doesn't work. I'm like, all right. So, hi, I'm Patricia, Mount Gambier's master hypnotherapist. No, that didn't really work. So keep on playing with it until it works, and practice. Keep on doing it until it rolls off your tongue with pride. You reach out the hand and like, hi, I'm Trish Palmer, Limestone Coast master hypnotherapist. It works, and it'll help you sell yourself without sounding like you're being salesy. And it happens all the time in all different industries. So use it to network yourself with people when they ask you what it is that, like who you are or what you do. And it's just like when you started to walk as a baby. Each time you fell over, you got back up and you just kept on practicing. So even as an adult, you will fall down. Just get up and keep on going again. Practice your introduction until it becomes an automatic catchphrase. So just like Bugs Bunny says, "What's up, duck?" Okay, you might get, hi, I'm Roger Bob, and I am the CEO of the best company for massage oils. They just keep on practicing it until it rolls off your tongue as your catchphrase. So join me in the next video. I'm going to be talking about group sessions so that you can get more people into your room with less time and you can make more money. A group session is anywhere from 2, 3, 4, up to hundreds of people. You can do group sessions in your lounge room, in your kitchen and things like that. So group sessions are a fantastic way to get your product and your service out to more people with less time and create some more revenue as well. And I'll talk to you then. Bye-bye. See ya.